We don't have a lot of choices for conventions, but thanks for choosing ours. I'm John Champion.
And I'm Justin Liberty.
What do I do? We really reverse this.
By the way, here's what's great. All of that stuff was live streaming. So hi, everybody who is watching and is very confused about our lack of organization. Good morning.
Are you confused? No. Here's the thing,
Part of the
it's
course.
like Hollywood where all you see is how wonderful this looks.
So wonderful.
And they don't need to know how.
What I appreciate about you, Jessica, is that 60 seconds before a show, you're up here moving furniture, you're testing mics.
What I appreciate about you, John, is that you probably fall through all those things and you're still delightful.
Oh, well, give me 5 minutes.
Everybody.
Hey. Here's the brand new to the morning show. You've not watched it. You have not. Yes.
We have to warning you a little bit,
Yes.
right?
First of all, this is morning.
This is
And,
the first job to give you.
yes. Oh, well, we didn't talk. We were talking about our adventures yesterday. And the other part is this. So Jessica, in her infinite wisdom 2 years ago, decided that we needed a word that was appropriate for this show and appropriate for a Star Trek convention. Remember how in the old days they have the applause sign on a live TV show, and they flash the applause sign, and
You're really old, John.
yeah, zip it. But for here, it needed to be something different. For here, it needed to be theme appropriate. So applause is what we ask of you. So when Jessica says,
Come on. To get affirmation from you that it's funny, so I'm forcing you to tell me.
and I think you just stumbled over the word.
A little bit of history. My first year was that year, 2 years ago.
Yes.
It was mid-pandemic. We weren't wearing masks, but everyone else was.
Right.
I hadn't been on stage in almost a year and a half, which if you're too outgoing like me, it was a little deaf. And so it was
People
fun.
say that about you are too outgoing.
It's my charm. So it was kind of hard to see everyone nodding and like making them vigorously go, yes, we're listening.
Right.
So applause was the best way to be like, hey, we're listening to you. So it's very clever. I love
It's
it.
super clever.
It's our
And we
thing.
made coffee mugs, which we did not bring here. So
But you can buy them. There is a way to buy them.
yeah, you can. So talk to Jessica later. So what do we do here? Well, we are here to welcome all of you every morning to Creation's 57-year mission convention, and this is being live streamed. YouTube on Roddenberry's page, YouTube on Creation's page, Facebook on Roddenberry's page, and then tomorrow Facebook on Creation's page as well.
I don't. How did you even retain them?
I just keep talking until I stop.
And it works.
Kind of like you.
You know, it's so another thing that you should be aware of if you're new to the morning show is we care about each other very much, which
Deeply.
means we can come for each other in a way that only like siblings can.
Yes.
So if you feel like one of us is being too mean, it's perfect.
I think about you as a sister I never wanted.
Of course, if the coffee has been full, then I'll be ready.
Yeah, so, all right, what we're gonna do here is, yes, we're streaming this so that people in their hotel rooms who are too lazy to come down here, join all of you. They'll be watching, because we want to give you a recap of what's coming up today.
What came up? Oh,
What's
how did
coming
we
up?
recap?
We're previewing.
There we go.
That is the word, thank you. But by the way, did everybody here get something to eat or drink? Because I know, we got these. Each one of these tickets is $1 off. Now, look, you could be really clever about this. You could use, say, $1 off a coffee. Jessica might feel generous and give you 2, and you're like, I want that other $1 off on a breakfast burrito or juice.
I feel like we should be clear, we're not getting any money to do this. Just getting the tickets. $1 off of one item per ticket, unlimited items, until 10:30. And if you're in your hotel room, that's not gonna work for you.
I want somebody to buy out that full cooler case.
Why?
Just come back with a stack of tickets.
You could buy
Like
it
a
for
whole-
$1 off and then chill it outside.
$18 in the hole for a glass of orange juice.
It's expensive, folks.
Yeah. Hey, can anybody not get one of these who wants something to eat or drink?
Or my friend Scott over there in the Thanos shirt, he'll get.
There you go.
he'll
Give
get-
him- yeah,
If he comes grab.
Hey, come on up, come on up. Yeah.
Scott, everybody
Hey,
supply
come on, Scott.
And so if you wanted to name your kid Kirk, you could look at his book and see if that's the right name for your child.
This would be like, I'm a huge Metallica fan, so I'm gonna name my kid Kirk.
Anyway.
Wait, yeah, all right.
Dee.
Right, that Kirk. All right. So, well, you're getting something to eat or drink at a discount rate courtesy of Roddenberry Entertainment, whatever. Right, we are going to preview for you what is coming up. So first of all, on this show, we're going to introduce you to friends. We got Scott from the Roddenberries. We got Callie putting on Word of the Day coming up. We've got Kellen with Ricky Trekkie coming out. Stick around for that. You will learn something I should say.
The mic.
Oh, hello. I am a professional who talks for a living.
Well, some mics are condensed. and things
All right,
are
they're professional or not. Thank you. You're more professional.
It would be really professional if I didn't tell you live.
It's true. But let's take a look at what's coming up on this stage later today. I believe we have the graphic to show things like, well, you're in the morning show right now. That's with John and Jessica in a sense.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's very cute.
Thank you. Oh,
Look at John and Jessica. Coming up at 10:30. All right. I seriously hope so you stick around for this. The Demon Haunted panel.
Oh, Don, you
Yes.
only want them to stick around because it's you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is this?
So I will be joined by people who are far smarter than I am. James Kerwin, Dr.
That's
Gillian,
not a high bar.
No, it's not at all. Dr. Mohammed Noor, and sitting in the audience, Meredith Michael right there. And we'll be talking about the differences in science and pseudoscience and how that can help us parse through getting to the idealized Star Trek future that we want.
One of my favorite things about John is, yeah. He is a thousand plus, and he really knows, he embodies Trek and other sci-fi entities well, because you translate it into being a good person and we can all learn from you. So
That is very kind of you. I suppose the flattery ends
now,
Okay, all right. Coming up after that, Lambda Quadrant. We'll be presenting here every day at 11:30, I think even with a bonus panel. So Callie will talk to us a bit more about that when they come out on stage. There is a next generation cosplay meetup here at 12:15. So we hope that we see you there. Check the program because every day there are different themed cosplay meetups in the Roddenberry Interactive Stage area. So we hope that we see you for that. Then at 12:30, canon smoothing.
love
How to
this.
smooth your canon.
Cannon's hard. You really want it to be smooth.
Yes, you do. The whole idea of canon smoothing, imagine your favorite franchise. Maybe it's one with star in the title. Maybe it's one with doctor in the title. Who knows? All kinds of stuff, right? There are those moments, the longer those stories go on, that maybe a plot point complicates a previous plot point, right?
You can't always tell them in timeline.
You can't always create another timeline, although they try.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
certainly
that's
do.
just a different time. Don't worry.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So, Dr. Trek, not a real doctor, Dr. Look, we have real doctors on the stage coming up.
I'm gonna be dashed after 50.
I know, right? Larry Nevichak, Dr. Trek, along with James Kerr will be up here to help, well, show you some of their favorite ways to smooth canon, and then take some comments and suggestions from all of you about how to smooth canon. Very exciting. Then there's a Klingon cosplay meetup at 1:15. There is a Trill makeup demo, which we'll hear more about from Ricky Trekkie in just a few moments. Then at 2:30, 6 Degrees of Gene Roddenberry.
Oh, this is exciting.
You are very excited, so I'll host it today.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
We're gonna do it tomorrow. Would you
Wait,
like?
special event.
Look at that.
Okay, so we can't take credit for creating this game, but I'm going to anyway. It is basically, if you can make a connection from a random wiki page back to Gene Roddenberry in the fastest time, you win.
Yeah.
So did I did
You did,
the
you
light
did.
explanation.
Yeah, so
but-
unlike 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, where it's actor to actor to actor. Okay, this is totally randomized Wikipedia. You could just hit the button, well, we will hit the button, bring up the clue, right? And it could be Archduke Ferdinand. It could be,
the redwood tree, the tallest redwood tree.
it could be
It
that.
could be that.
Yeah, and then you will have to, using the links in that Wikipedia page, make the minimum number of jumps to land at Gene Roddenberry. Good luck. Now, the fun thing is, the person who does it the least number of jumps, they will get a prize. Okay, very exciting. And you can just show your work. So you started out with the clue page, and then you jump through with the links to land at Gene Roddenberry's Wikipedia.
So basically it's back.
Yeah, exactly. It is absolutely that. So come to that. We'll have that every day, and here today at 2:30, 3:15 Enterprise cosplay meetup. Love surprise.
Who?
It-
I hardly know her. Are we allowed to the ship?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the room is that the strikes are happening. I'm part of the SAG-AFTRA union. And so we're all gonna do our best. I'm speaking on behalf of the entire convention, which they didn't ask me to do. We're all doing our best to come together to love something that we can't quite talk about. So
Sure.
we're all gonna have, so thank you. I'll always be here whether John invites me or not. So just my point mentioning is we're all gonna give each other a little grace when we're trying to do the best job up here while holding mics, talking about things we can't talk about.
Exactly. Okay. All right. And then at 3:30, if you are an enthusiast of adult beverages, I know there's like 2 of you in the
Wait,
room.
they're in bed.
I know, there's only 2 of you.
Adult beverages at
Exactly.
3 o'clock.
3:30.
All right,
Whiskey Hour
okay.
With Wines That Rock, and he's right there manning the live stream, but our very own Norman Lau.
Applause.
Is, quite the connoisseur of whiskey. He'll be joined here by at least one of the representatives of Star Trek Spirits. And this, what you're seeing, I don't know if they have even shared that yet. More details to come, but they're doing a super limited edition, 200 bottles total in the world. That's it, 50 of them available starting here at this convention.
Because they're not good.
That's because, yeah, they're so embarrassed. They're so embarrassed. But we will have the full details this afternoon at 3:30. There is a private tasting Saturday night. The only way you can get a ticket, there are only 50 slots available, is by pre-ordering that bottle at the Wines That Rock table in the vendor room. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that, but it's really good stuff. So come back at 3:30, learn all about it, and we will learn with you with the folks from Wines That Rock. So that's very cool.
This thing,
But at
you guys
3:30,
put
you're
together
not
a great show,
you're not
and
gonna
the Roddenberry
get
stage is the most fun stage.
I don't think so.
You wouldn't be here this early if it wasn't true. Come on. Woohoo! Thank you.
Oh, is that it?
No.
Oh, okay, very good. And then at 4:30, pregame fun with Bonnie Gordon. Boom, there she is. If none of you have seen Bonnie perform live, she's fantastic, amazing voice, and so much fun on stage. So make sure you come back, see her at 4:30. Then there's a break, okay? The state mandated hour-long break. Yes, yeah, a break. And then every evening here, Chase Masterson doing her
sweet
live
deal.
show. Don't miss that. Yeah, there you go. 6 happy hour with Chase Masterson. So make sure you come join that. And then there's something that didn't make it to this list,
Oh, what's
which
that?
we're doing every day,
Okay.
and that is the scavenger hunt.
Oh.
Okay.
Folks, if you're like, I come to this convention, I spend a lot of money, I never get anything, except for the things I pay for.
Right.
Well, you don't have to pay for this, you can compete against each other, which is my favorite thing to do, and you can win big.
You can win huge prizes, and I think,
Right.
well, prizes, I didn't take a modifier off.
You're there. You're
It
good.
is a photo scavenger hunt every day, and we will post the clues. Today's theme is cosplay, all right? And then you come back tomorrow morning and we will review and grade your, the quality, yes,
I think
yeah, okay.
Alex is
Exactly.
looking at them,
Alex,
right?
where is he? There he is,
Alex?
Alex. Everybody say hi to Alex.
We'd love to make Alex anything,
Yeah.
whether he's assigned to do them or not.
Alex will review the photos and then.
So
we'll
take a
win.
picture of this.
Yeah.
And just to say it out loud for those of you, you do need to take a picture of these things that you see. Today, it's rivals, it's something dead,
Uh-huh.
could be Kirk or Spock in different
Could be.
situation.
An S word.
A what?
Oh, sure.
A sword.
This is any S word.
Cosplay in green, also, is there a world where it could be the same person? Is it a gender bending cosplay green person?
Might be take a different angle.
Maybe.
You know,
Cosplay, we'll vote.
it's
and
up to the
make-
judge. Alex is
It's
the
up to the
judge.
judge. Cosplay
Is
of a
this
prop,
something that-
which could be fun.
Are these things are?
Cosplayer.
Here does that.
Like,
Cosplay interview, so
you
that's
find
fun.
that just people are doing that?
Although
Thank
you
you.
could also be a Tuesday.
All right,
And you can picture your.
I don't have a pen.
Oh my God, perfect.
So you already got one of your captions.
You've given it away too much.
Sorry, twins. Is anyone in twin here? Is your twin here?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry. I don't know how much you grew, cosplay
Cosplay.
cosplay, or more, or just, so all 10 of those things.
But wait,
There's more.
there's more. I'm gonna throw one out of left field that didn't make the list. You ready for this?
Be careful, please.
So I know somebody in the audience who has one. Person with a utility bill. Wait, you didn't bring it, did you?
Is
I won't
it-
say.
No, you won't say, okay.
I don't
Is
want
that
to influence the hunt.
Yes, that is official with a utility bill. Now, here's the thing, you may not get them all,
Can
but
I
you
get
may
you
get
for that?
more than somebody else. Really what this is all about. It's about crushing your competition.
That's exactly right. My
So,
favorite thing.
that is the list. Will these be posted on Roddenberry social? Yes, so make sure you follow at Roddenberry on X.
So there, so just so you
And-
know, Claire, is there a cutoff point when they need to show from yesterday? So like if they're showing you all the pictures from today, tomorrow, is there a cutoff point when they have to show you that? By
Tomorrow
tomorrow morning, when you come to hang out with us at the morning shift.
Yeah.
You get $1 off to get your cup. You have to show those pictures, and that's you're either gonna win a prize for that day for having the most of the day. Or there's a grand prize for getting the most over the whole convention.
Yes. So that'll be a lot of fun. Follow.
We wanna see what the prize is. Can we see?
Can we say what the prizes are?
Let me see, a Horgon. You win a
Horgon.
Horgon if you have
But we're
the,
not talking, it's not just any Horgon. It's not like we, photocopied a Horgon. Like, no. It's the good, like, the Roddenberry prop collection, the good stuff. So if you
and
see,
it will work for your level.
yeah, if you see John Schultz, then you know, you want.
Or my fun before the end of the convention.
Very true. All right, enough of us. Make sure you follow Roddenberry's socials in order to get the full list. If you need a little cheat sheet, or take a picture of it now. But let's welcome out our first guest, shall we?
Yeah.
So imagine we're a guest.
Yeah.
Is what we said. And our first guest is from the house band of 57-year Mission Convention, the Roddenberrys. It is Scott. Welcome out, Scott. And
Because he rocks.
Wrong.
Yeah.
welcome. Good to see you.
Good to be here. Thrilled to be back in Vegas.
How many years have your band done this?
2016, the 50th anniversary, we were asked as the band, the Roddenberrys. We existed in 2012. We got a letter in 2016 from Roddenberry Entertainment, and I'm like, there, it's a cease and desist.
Which no one's afraid to do that.
We wished it was. In fact, they said we'd like you to come out for the 50th. And they knew exactly who we were, uber nerds, ready to party down. And we came out here and it changed the trajectory of our band. You know, we used to be considered, I would consider us, to be the Weird Al Yankovic of Star Trek parody and wedding bands.
That's, yeah, I would say, yeah, you would be the Citizen Kane then of Weird Al Yankovic parodies wedding band.
Does Citizen Kane mean that no one books a Star Trek wedding band?
Yes, exactly.
That is exactly what happened. But when we came out here and it was the best thing ever. So, and I do love Vegas. I often come out to Vegas in June of each year since 2007 for a burlesque convention over at the Orleans.
Nice.
That's my second kid are the
that's-
burlesquers.
So your band seems just like ideally suited to Vegas in general and ideally suited to this or a burlesque.
We are drunks.
Well, yeah, clearly, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And now that weed's legal, Dad.
Now, did you just name your band because you wanted to meet Rod Roddenberry? You thought, oh, if I only get a cease and desist,
No,
that'll
not
be
now,
my
but-
entry point to meet, yeah,
It would have been nice. We would have
Yeah,
squarely framed it,
but-
put it in a check line.
yeah.
It was we came, like any
I don't wanna
Star
bother
Trek parody band, and there are many. More than I thought, actually.
You never learn more than you wanted to until you're doing the thing. Realize everyone's name.
I have this great original idea, and then
Yeah.
you start to research it.
What is it, Ecclesiastes, nothing new under the sun, that's 5,000 years old, people, that phrase is 5,000 years old. Written in Aramaic and no, we wanted to be, I like the name Savage Curtain.
Oh,
So
that's
that was
cool.
my thing, and I'm still bitter about it in our 11th year, I'm still angry about it. The Roddenberries was, we can't even say that we named it, because Futurama did that joke.
Oh, are you serious?
They have a gag where it's like, and Leela says, "Don't eat the Roddenberries."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's it. So but we did. I swear, like any band of silly people extending their adolescence into their 90s,
Sure.
we sat around for hours trying to argue what made the most sense.
Yeah.
And we were the Roddenberries. So, and we were concerned in 2012. We were concerned that we're going to get in trouble for this. So again, once we weren't in trouble officially,
Oh, you can still be in trouble. Paramount has not said anything yet.
well,
But
yeah.
you just realize that we do not have the resources to sue you.
I don't know that.
You're the.
I'm not sure of that.
Yeah.
There's a in the middle right now. So we were concerned, and we support the situation. We support the union. We support the strike. We do. But we were often very sure we're creators, and we were waiting. We were waiting for the email. In all your parodies, please refrain from the use of any Star Trek intellectual property. Like, well, there goes that Tanagra. Now it's my Sharona again. It's my Sharona again. Yeah, I know. And I was like, everything I do, we're literally we're taking from the source material.
Right.
It didn't happen
Okay, you're in the clear for this show.
today.
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 I think everyone was saying, to the best of your extent, do the best you can, and it's an honor system situation. So if someone wants to report them, that's on you,
Hey.
and you're God.
Well,
But
thank goodness no one has discovered social media. We are covered and quiet.
loving something and then shilling.
I suppose that's true. I enjoy, I'm a coffee drinker, so
Yeah.
watch out.
Oh, hey.
I'll talk about anything right now, and I'm filled with ideas. I'm a Quaker from Philadelphia. I'll fist fight
Oh, I
everybody.
love it. I love it so much.
Non-violently, of course.
Sure.
It's part of the eating. It's what's that? Is there another question? I don't want
No,
to
you're
go, I don't want to go into a political
We
diatribe.
don't need it.
I'm not J.G. Hertzman,
Oh,
who I love.
yeah, yeah.
That man will talk
He's
politics.
not here this weekend.
No, he's a firebrand.
I want to know though. I want to talk about your fandom. I want to know what you
We
think
don't have a
of-
fandom. You mean the Roddenberry's band? We've sold 2 CDs in 12 years.
Good
One of them was Trevor Long.
Oh, how kind of him.
He
Yeah.
didn't pay for it.
Oh, no.
Sold.
I meant sold out.
You should bill him for that CD for sure. Now I want to know what you grew up with. What are the fandoms that inspired you? What sparked you? That led you to a path of being part of a Star Trek parody band. Like, what could possibly get you there?
Oh, this is gonna be a sad story.
Oh yeah.
It will be a sad story.
Okay.
I grew up without a father in a trailer park in South Jersey. My mother and grandmother raised 3 hell-raising monsters. Monsters.
Jersey, baby.
South Jersey, mother.
Why did it cut out?
It's a self. Oh, I was raised with love and affection. My mother and grandmother raised me, and my older brothers were always getting busted. So I turned on to a very early introvert arc, and it was comic books for me and Godzilla movies. We had Dr. Shock in Philly. He was the affiliate of Zachary. Anyone from New York? Horror host. Before there was Elvira, there were 16,000 horror hosts in your local community. And I turned on.
Wireless, really-
Exactly. Sunnyside really is still out there. It was nerdy escapism for me. And so, again, I, all those black, they were in color, but we didn't know we had a black and white television. It was a trailer. And I turned on to all that. So I was an escapist fantasy nerd by 10. And I know this is a very familiar story. Even backstage, there are folks who have this same story. At the age of 15, my aperture was an episode of At the Movies with Siskel and Ebert. And anyone ever watch that show?
Sure.
Okay. I'm 57. I know some people watched At the Movies. And one episode, they decided to talk about cult movies. And they showed 4 scenes from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I instantly, as a nerd at my lunch table, a pacifist but a smart mouth. I was a smart mouth. So I'd always get beat up by the bullies. And I was like, that Rocky Horror thing, I got to go to that. I found a like-minded nerd in my 9th grade, and we went to see Rocky Horror at the Cumberland Mall, which was just absolutely at South Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Appalachian Trail meets racist bigots, and that's where we were at downtown buying them. But what I discovered there was such a wondrous, crazed freak show of people that Rocky Horror is technically the aperture by which has landed me here. Because after Rocky Horror, it was just I suddenly discovered a world of people, a universe. I got out of my own small town bigotry. I discovered real Philadelphia bigotry. Got beat up at 40th and Walnut several times.
So rite of passage.
I was a rite of passage, and today I work as a bouncer at a very, very queer identifying bar in Philadelphia, and I still live by the mantra of keep a safe space for the marginalized and at-risk communities because they are always going to be at risk and they will always be marginalized. There are seasons where people are accepting, and there are seasons when they are not. And I want to always preach this, and this is the Quaker. We don't evangelize in Quakers, but I will say this: if violence is not the answer, but if you sit while other people commit it, even if it's the passive aggressive way of keeping people's lifestyles, intellectualizing it to make it illegal, your inaction is allowing the violence. So, this is my turn to shine. This is my
We're
switcher.
just signaling us.
Well, yes,
I'm sorry, just kidding.
no, it is. It is. I don't know.
In the work, and you're making it so, you know.
Well, yes, of course. You want to educate through entertainment.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was. Last night I was a rainbow drag Klingon in this room, and that's in a way that's my offering to say I support you. That's it. So that's what I think.
Look, that is the perfect place then to welcome our next guest, our very vocal next guest.
Do I hit them late?
I think you hang out with
I
them.
think we've already got Mike. Yeah, this is
Oh, this is great, Johnny.
So we would welcome out Hallie Wright. Need a mic?
Oh, here. So let's
Go
go.
share.
No.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
There's very cool.
Now I'm working.
So,
I'm gonna let them do the intro.
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage.
Best intro music ever.
All right.
You got it.
Do my techie friends have my slides ready? Like this is
So,
very fun.
welcome to the show. Now, I want everybody to know that you get something very special and educational each day at the morning show, because each day, Callie will join us with the Klingon language lesson of the day. You will leave this convention being damn near fluent in Klingon.
Please don't put that pressure on me. Oh my god.
Okay. Great. Applause is great, but we're adding to it. Kelly can do
Well-
like by you say like applause and
We'll talk about this in a second, what you're saying
okay.
about.
Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
Hello, Siobhan. Kelly Wright, Klingon language at Edge Klingon Ho Josh Ridgech. Klingon Ho Pol with Jech Bet, Arch Oak Visual Bench. Vaj Klingon Mukme, Shakaj Mochmech, Nadev Jech. Lipich et Betul.
Thank you so much.
That's, yeah, and if you didn't catch, that's what I said.
That was it. Oh wait, go back to the previous slide there if you would. And that was that.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't really say hello in Klingon. That's not really a thing.
I bring you with honor.
Yeah.
When did you start learning Klingon?
I was like 10. There were cassette tapes you could get, Power Klingon and Conversational Klingon. And just, so, and you can still get them as audiobooks.
Did Mark Cochran
Yeah.
create
Yeah,
those?
that's why my pronunciation is so good, because I learned it from listening to him.
I love that pride in your work too. You're like, no, I'm here to do this.
Oh, yeah. And you know, it's important to me to know what my gifts are and aren't.
I love that. And y'all did the Strength Finders by Clifton. Very
It's
important.
so cool. Okay, I do want to get to the word of the day, but I want to talk about part of what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so I am a member of the Lambda Quadrant. We're a queer Star Trek fan group, and we go. And we go to places like this to have conversations about queer stuff and Star Trek stuff and where those things meet, and just try to make spaces like this more fun and safe to be in for queer folks.
There you go. And you've got, are you part of the panel today?
Yes, we will have panels here every day at 11:30.
11:30.
We also have a table in the vendors room. You should definitely come say hello. We're a very fun group of people, if I say so myself.
Right. And if people want to practice their Klingon on you, they
Correct.
will find.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like, I know this show should be PG-13, but if you want to know the R-rated words or the X-rated words, come find me. I got you.
I feel like you're doing it in another language. You're still good.
Well, right, but I would have to translate.
I understand.
Yeah.
Is there a way you guys just an actual word. I want to know for it.
Oh yeah, we'll get that.
Before we learn
Yes.
that, let's learn today's word.
Okay.
So we can bring that slide up.
Okay, so the formatting is a little weird, probably because I did something wrong. It's fine. So we're actually doing two words this morning, and they fit together for what feel like probably very obvious reasons. So Conwit is writer, Dawit is actor. Now, a couple of things to notice here. The lowercase q, it sounds very much like a traditional like American English K, but your tongue sets in a weird spot. So it's ka, right? So everybody say Conwit,
Very
Dawit. And so you notice apostrophes, like we know Klingons love having apostrophes in random places everywhere, right? Not a coincidence. The apostrophe is actually, wow, those slides are not formatting correctly. Again, probably a mistake, but that's fine. We'll make do. The apostrophe is actually a letter in Klingon. It's called a glottal stop, or in Klingon we call it a kagwit, an interrupter. Kagwit. And that's you basically close your throat off to cut the sound off. And it can make a difference in misunderstanding. So Konosh is a journal that you write in.
Okay.
Konosh with the stop in the middle is Klingon homeworld. Yeah.
Okay.
So and so there's a little bit of parsing to do here. I'll workshop the slides and see what I can do to make them format better in the future. But one of the cool things about Klingon is so kon is actually a verb that means to record or to set something down, because in Klingon culture, they believe that when you write stories or songs, that they already exist in the ether somewhere, and the person who writes it is actually recording it. So the word for kon is actually a verb that means to record. So konwit is like literally a recorder of a thing.
Okay.
But that's what we would call someone who maybe writes scripts for a TV show, for example. It's a random example out of my hat. And then when you add wit to the end of a word, it means like one who does, thing which does, person who does. So you can kind of turn a verb into a noun by adding wit to the end. So da is a verb that means to behave as, to act in the manner of, and then one who does or is. So a dawit is an actor.
I love the logic to the language because it you know, if you go back to the motion picture, they started out as saying like, wait a minute, we need something that doesn't sound like actors speaking English.
Correct.
So they dubbed it and created sounds, and then Mark Cochran took it and ran with it and said, oh, no, we're doing a whole language here. There's a logic to it. I love that Star Trek loves its apostrophes.
Yes.
Everywhere, and I like to think that, you know, just like going to say like a strip mall in the United States, and there are misused apostrophes everywhere. I like to think that on the Klingon homeworld it would be the same thing.
It makes me so
a lot
happy.
of confusion about possessive.
Sandwiches.
Yes, yeah.
It makes me so happy to know I'm not the only person who is bothered by that. I'm not even a grammar pedant, and for some reason.
Yeah. Exactly.
Think about ladies, please do not put certain things in the toilet, and again, just prop wrong using ladies to begin with. Certainly in the toilet, as you know why.
Oh, you know what you did. That's so threatening, gee. Scott, what's it going on?
Not well.
Okay.
So, it's best to remain silent.
Well, and so, and
I will let you know what the F word is later, though. I mean,
oh yeah, we'll get there, we'll get there. And then I will say, just a quick pronunciation lesson, because this is, it's not actually a pet peeve, I get it, but no one says kapla, right?
Oh,
It's not just kapla.
okay.
Very long story, but in TNG, Voyager, DS9, they didn't do anything to consult people who know what they're doing with the language, so it's all wrong in the show. So the capital Q is a very guttural,
Okay. Close.
and there's a conflict at the end of the word, so it's kapla.
All right.
Yeah. There will be a test later. Thank you, friends. Can I have an example sentence? If we can, Mob my konwit dawit je. So the beginning, the beginning is cut off there, and so the next animation is probably gonna make it look all weird because of the format. But we're gonna get there. So Klingon grammar is generally speaking the reverse of English. So in English, it's subject, verb, object, right? Like I eat food, for example.
The boy who I, yes.
Right. And so in Klingon, the grammar is generally the reverse of that. It's object, verb, subject. So mob might is a phrase that is a fair deal. Poach, they deserve it. Tonwit, dawit, je, the writers and actors. So mob might, poach, konwit, dawit, je.
Say it with us.
So yeah, here, let's yeah. I don't know if I want to like.
Yeah, there we go.
So four things. Okay.
Okay. All
So
right.
let's
It's Italian.
mob my konwit, dawit, je.
Oh.
Nailed the sound that I didn't expect. So TLH, that's not actually 3 letters in Klingon, it's only 1.
Whoa.
And it sounds vaguely like a TS with another like weird tongue thing. So it's like, anyone want to try it? Great ones? Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. You're all doing so well. You may be fluent. Maybe I didn't have enough faith in you, and John did. That's on me.
There will be a lot more to learn throughout the week. Thank you for doing this and coming to join us every day. And people, please go to find the Lambda Quadrant table in the vendor room. Talk Callie and Klingon.
And join them
That's the way to
for
do it,
their,
Yeah.
stage.
Exactly.
My.
All right, and let us welcome our final guest of the day, because it's another person whose panel you do not want to miss. Let us welcome the Thrifty Trekkie.
Everybody.
Welcome to the show. All right. Well, yeah, first things first, tell us about what you're wearing today.
What are you wearing?
Can you hear me okay? Sorry.
There we go.
Okay, so this is a suit that I thrifted. I think it was under $10. This is a.
No way.
I cut the,
A curtain?
yeah, I cut the rungs out of it. It's kind of.
Great pronunciation test.
Yeah,
Sometimes I can't, a friend of mine burned me for teeth. I'll tell you about that later.
That's really good.
And then-
Go
Oh,
figure.
so the costume and then the makeup, though, so.
She's like purpose.
Oh, you did? Okay. I didn't know that those were out there on the market, but that worked.
So we are gonna learn a few things from you over the week, because you do have a couple things on this stage, but you had like a mission statement. For those of you that don't know you, what is your thing that you give to the world and why?
Sure, what I try to do is encourage everybody to cosplay, especially if you've never done it before, because there's too much negativity sometimes in entering that community. You think I can't afford it, I don't have the right look, I don't have, the makeup or the sewing skills, and I just want to show you that you really don't need that.
Even though you do, or may, or do you have those skills as well, or?
I rarely sew on my costumes, really don't have to. The makeup, I don't wear makeup on a regular basis, so if I put it on for a convention, it's not to a professional level, but I think it's okay.
So I would hate to find out this was a sad origin story, that's the case, but not to preclude you from that. But did you
We
not
weren't Scott,
think-
but that'd be
well,
pretty
exactly right.
sad, so.
We can have, we're all just trying to.
It was a ridiculous pivot.
Were you not accepted in the community of cosplay, or did you think you could, like, how did you get to this point? Why did you want to do this?
So I had a really fortunate experience because my first convention was an SBLD convention and I thought that cosplay was just kind of a required part of it. So I just picked it up and showed up and thought that's what everybody does.
I remember that.
So I wish everybody did. Trying to get more people
But wait,
to do it.
I want to hear more about this though. What got you to your first STLV? And was that your first fandom convention?
It was, yeah.
Wow, when was that? What
That
year?
was in.
Okay, wow,
Yeah, I just got into the original series through the. films.
okay.
I started watching.
Yeah, it's obvious now, right?
Yeah, it's just, it's quite amazing.
That's amazing. And so I think one thing that people don't realize or have a hard time understanding, an introvert or an extrovert, it doesn't matter. There's actually, I feel like the introvert community can express themselves in ways they may not feel comfortable to.
$10 on
So
her.
do you feel like that's probably for you all the spectrum of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very introverted, but when I come here, I feel like I have advice people that I can give people, and that's what kind of
Her-
myself.
her-
So I like commonality.
Oh,
right,
okay.
Character, and you like the show.
Like the prosthetic?
That might have about right away.
Yeah,
I love that. Because believe me, I operate better when someone's giving me a script and I don't need to be Jessica Lynn Birdie. So I fucking, you know, but you're good. You're looking at me right now.
We spent all
Stop
night
me.
writing this.
Clearly.
I mean, to gas them up, they are actually part of the reason that I started doing cosplay, because I was under the impression that it had to be like perfect and screen accurate and you gotta spend a ton of money and time. And then I met them and got to know them and I was like, you just kind of need to be recognizable and have fun with it. Those are actually the important things.
Okay, but hang on. You are a screen accurate Elcrux display though.
Correct. I'm cosplaying my favorite Star Trek character today. Elcars, the best.
Shout out to Mike and Denise. Very well done. Well, tell us about what you're doing this week, because we have a couple of sessions with you here on our stage, and you will be sharing your skills and techniques with our audience.
Yeah, so I wanted to do some alien makeup demonstrations this year, just to show you that it's pretty easy and fun to get into if you're a beginner. So I've got some very basic makeup supplies, and today I'll be turning that volunteer into a trill. I'm really looking forward to that. I love the trill so much. So I'll do some later for that.
And you just mean the spots, not the whole symbiote.
Yes.
You're not actually combining.
I
it
do
with
have a
another
symbiote, but I-
being.
It will be performing surgery live on stage. Turns it
That
out.
would be very impressive. You left here with another personality.
Yeah.
They would sell tickets.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can upcharge for that. Oh, think about that for next.
Already
year.
thinking about next year. It's great.
So the drill, yeah.
Yeah, and then later Saturday, I'll be doing some Klingon Rages and Before Rages as well.
So I
So,
love that as a simple way to just different and move on.
and when you're doing the ridges, are you doing an appliance or are you just doing with,
Yeah, so I have
or-
appliances for the Klingon Rages that I made out of hot glue. I have a tutorial for them.
Wait, what?
Absolutely.
To go on.
Yeah, sure. So I have a tutorial for that online if you want to make your own, but I have some sets with me that I'll be putting on people. So you just use your glue gun and design your ridges on like
Not-
wax paper.
not on your
or
head.
Not on your head.
Don't do
Oh,
that.
thank
That,
God.
please, don't do that.
Bird.
Yeah.
Don't want
You
to-
don't want to do that.
That would be quite.
Yeah.
Not the worst thing.
Like done or 10 minutes? Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
We could have another 10 minutes. I thought we were almost done.
Oh, wow. Why, I would like my next panel.
Okay, great. So we're good.
Not really. Well, wait, how did you come to that though, to do hot glue as your medium for cleaning?
Well, I started doing that early in the pandemic because I wasn't able to leave the house and buy supplies or go to cons. So I was just trying to do stuff that I already had at home, and I wanted to create like a craft along that people could do with me in their homes. So I thought, okay, hot glue is probably pretty accessible. Probably a lot of people have that already.
Okay, great. And I'm gonna go back to the beginning. You said your first convention here was like 2010, 12, 13. What was that first costume that you created? Like, oh, I have to do this.
So people refer to it now as the Monster Maroon. That's
Okay, that's really ambitious.
Yeah, well, I
for a first
didn't know.
costume.
I didn't know that people took it so seriously and that people knew, every single little detail of it. I just showed up in a sweatshirt that I added like ribbon and kids too, and
That's,
I had a great time.
that's so cool.
It was fun.
Have you gone back to that costume?
Yeah,
Since-
I've remade it.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll learn stuff along the way, and since my costumes are like 20, $30 or less, I feel okay about starting over. So going down and doing completely girls again.
I think about all of this is there's certain like trajectories we have in life that set us on our path. Like a lot of us have similar entry points to like the show that we're not here to talk about because we watched it with a family member or a friend showed it to us. But
Yeah.
this was not an insignificant time in your life where you're like, I'm gonna just totally change what I'm interested in. I feel like all of us, I think it's a good sign for all of us. There's never too late to like change the actual interest you have or get better at something.
Yeah.
And you just went, now it's my thing.
That's why we're starting with the drawing. I love that about Phil, that you can start over and kind of have a new life and a new experience.
Okay, question for each member of the panel.
Oh dear.
I know.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we have 10 minutes.
Oh, we'll cut it early.
Okay, great. So, what race of Star Trek would you be, even if it is the ship? Like, what race would you wish you were from? Or any of
Oh.
am I making sense?
Sure, yeah, if you were
Like, I
not,
would want to be,
if you're not human, what
If you were
species of
human.
alien would you be
yeah.
from that particular?
Yeah,
universe?
Deanna Troy too.
Beta.
I would want to be a Beta.
Okay.
I want to know how everyone's feeling. Like, do you like me right
That sounds like a nightmare.
Do you actually?
I was gonna say, I would maybe consider that, like, think about that for a sec. If in fact you were ever faced with that decision,
Yeah.
just think very.
Oceans, I don't know.
Yeah. So what race would any?
I was first out, so I go.
Yeah.
You know, there's a discussion, not to embiggen the discussion.
8 minutes.
As to whether or
8
not,
minutes, Scott.
trading like 7 in that. Was Trelane Q Continuum or not?
I like to think you was.
Well, I'd like to choose Trelane as what I would want to be, just for the dress code.
Oh, dude. Right there with you.
That's it. Once they do. You know, anyone who comes out dressing as Adamant 30 years before the actual movie.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yeah, good call.
That's great. Great.
All right.
Great.
Yeah.
I have recently entered a quasi-hedonistic stage in my life, and so I'm actually gonna say Ryzen.
There we
Oh.
go. And also, what's your hotel?
Come on, I'll teach you how to say all those things in Klingon too. No, I spent a lot of my life, I mean, in the closet about being queer and trans, first of all, but also being kind of ashamed of fandom stuff and how nerdy I am and how like much I love all of these like quote unquote uncool things and like not knowing where it was okay to bring that part of my life forward. And like the journey I've been on the last 2-3 years is to just not care about that anymore and to just be like fully 100% into the things that I'm into and do them for their own joy and pleasure's sake and maybe not even necessarily for some greater purpose, but just because it makes me feel good and it makes the people around me feel good. And it's just, that's where I'm at.
Team hedonism. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, applaud that. Thank you.
It took me a second, but I have to point out you said it wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're fine. So I'll talk more about how much I love Throw later. That would be my answer. But if I have to be more creative, no, I'm gonna be more creative. I always enjoy dressing up as Kira. That gives me a lot of like bravery and I think approachability too. She really does have this kind of softer side that we can get to. So I would say the Bajorans. I appreciate the resilience.
Yeah. They really also.
I see my Bajoran friend over there clapping properly.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's what
Well
that.
done.
You told the line of being religious and too. I always enjoy when religion plays a healthy role in a race that we see on TV. Like I actually think the Orville does as well. We can't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about it.
Never heard of it.
Well, I think it's written for both shows. We wanted to see a culture that advanced technology wise, but also didn't leave their religion behind because it tends to happen that happens. But I think the Bajoran told that line very well. So it's very cool.
I can't wait to hear you not talk about that on the Oracle.
It's going to be so
That'll be
challenging.
great.
For those of you that don't know, I host a podcast called Mission Log for the Orville, and that's the last time
What?
I'm saying that. And my co-host Mike Richards is right here.
Right there.
Very
Yeah.
good. And he had the singular honor of hosting the panel. For the first time ever, the Orville actors are going to be joining this.
Saturday at 3:00 on the main stage.
Yeah.
Before we run out of time, I want to know, who John Champion wants to be in the Star Trek.
That's very cool.
Stuff, I love Vulcans, but they are so conflicted. They have so many problems.
I mean, same,
Yeah,
like, relatable.
Packlets are really stupid. Let's see. I think, you know what? I hate the episode so much, but like, if I were
I knew
that.
you were gonna say this.
Oh, no, wait, wait.
I think I do.
hear what you're saying. I hate the episode so much, but like, if I were that moving on home guy, I would just be wearing a robe and like leading people through a game and shouting stuff that makes no sense.
That is a great episode, John. We are gonna find.
No, it is a terrible.
It is
terrible-
fantastic.
Like, that seems like a pretty easy life. So you call Trelane. That. Yeah, no, I can't have Trelane.
Samba is our arms wide.
Oh, that's a great episode.
I thought you were gonna say that.
Oh,
episode
no.
was a bad episode.
No, that's a great episode.
I know.
Okay.
So,
Oh, they're
Marion,
wrong.
famously the best pickup line in all of Star Trek.
Samba is ours.
No, from K-Shot in Lower Decks.
Oh, yeah.
Hey girl, are you tired? Because you've been hard out at the race in the tar in my mind all night long. The best.
So look, we are gonna wrap it up. I want to know where everybody can be reached, social media, etc. We know where to find you here this weekend.
Right, so I'm with the Roddenberries. You can come to our table. We have three quick things. We brought a mech laugh from a burlesque legend and a Star Trek legend. It's an actual handmade one. It's signed by J.J. Harrison right now. Will be signed by another famous man who we can't mention the name of.
Okay.
We also, our Sisters Park, our lead singer, has made original balloons. If you like holding pot or you need a pot holder, Sisters Park is selling her handmade balloons. So go to our tables. And otherwise, just enjoy the music and support the people around you and listen to Babylon 5.
Easy.
Whoa.
Easy.
One easy.
All right.
I'm with the Lambda Quadrant. We're in the vendors room. We're gonna be here every day at 11:30. If you want to talk about queer stuff and Star Trek stuff, we're at Lambda Quadrant on all of the things, I believe. And I am Callie. I'm at Callie Gets It on all of the things.
There you go. And Thrifty Trek.
Sure, so you can see me here at my panels. If you spot me throughout the con, feel free to come up and say hi. And I'm on Twitter at.
Right.
Wonderful.
And-
And John's looking for a place to stay tonight, so if you have an extra room, let him know.
Please, yeah, dude, that and a massage and a shot of something.
Or.
We have a. Don't.
gotta get a-
Stick around. I will be back up here at 10:30 with fabulous guests, and we will be back here tomorrow morning at
I'm sorry.
9:30. Yes. All right.
Apology.
This is a blast, Jess.
I'm so glad to be back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
The
back.
con of the Christmas. One of yours can burn on photos. Because I-
Careful. Careful.
But just careful, don't touch them.
All right. Take care, everybody.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.